Hey Deebo, just wondering about your first impression of your two new position mates, Brandon Aiyuk and Jauan Jennings.
hmm
What do you see in them?
I kind of know Jauan Jennings' game pretty close because when I played against him when I was in college. You can tell like he's a very physical guy, love to get after it, don't care about getting dirty or whatnot. And you can see Aiyuk got a little finesse to his game, which I like. I mean, we're kind of similar in a lot of ways, but I just like that it'll give defensive problems just to knowing like say like the jet sweep motions or whatever they're so used to me going in motion and seeing a different guy. I think it'll give defenses like things to think about.
Hey, Deebo, this is Matt Mayoka from NBC Sports Bay Area. And what are the 49ers getting, not only on the field, but also off the field as far as the kind of person that Javon Kinlaw is?
Man, I've been with Javon since he got there. You can he's a very humble guy, hardworking guy. Really not a problem type of guy, but I mean he's just very chill when it comes to off the field. Want to do the best he can when he's on the field, and really just like you can look at him and see like he's just a dog out there.
Hey Deebo, it's Josh Dubow from AP. Seems like things in some parts of the country might be opening up a little more for people. There's been talk with you and Jimmy and the receivers about maybe going somewhere sooner where you can work out, throw together, do things like that before maybe open up in California?
Correct. We just talked about that like a couple hours ago. We was on Zoom meeting all together, and Jimmy told us where he was at, and a couple guys going back a little early. But I'm out here in Houston training with Jet McKinnon and a couple more guys.
Hey, Deebo, Nick Wagner from ESPN here. Was just curious what the loss of Emmanuel Sanders means to you, and also how helpful was he for you last year after he came in?
Man, as you can see, when we got Emmanuel, like you can see like kind of like the whole room like change. I mean, he brought the leader mentality, like the vet mentality that we needed in the room. Anytime we needed advice or anything, he was always there. And just like the things that he told us about the game, whether it's like on the field or off the field, like taking care of your body and things like that. But the loss of him, I think it was kind of big. But, I mean, we knew that we wasn't going to be able to keep everybody. So we had to find a guy that would kind of like step up and take his role or whatever. But I just think it was very helpful to have him as a part of the team last year.
Deebo, this is Chris Biederman from the Sacramento Bee. I know training camp is a long ways off and a lot can change between now and then, but what do you think about the idea of potentially having to travel somewhere, maybe outside the state for training camp, and how that might alter things?
I mean, kind of like last year, like throughout the week you face adversity. Say somebody go down, you just got to figure out ways to overcome adversity and just do the things that you need to do to be to get the job done.
Hey, Deebo, it's Cam Inman. Can you go back maybe to last year and tell me how Jimmy Garoppolo helped your development as the year went along, and, how you're going to try to recapture that in such a weird offseason right now?
I mean, you see the things that Jimmy's do on the field, but more likely that at practice, like he coached very hard and like is very technique sound. And I mean, going into this year, I mean, I'm just trying to double what I did last year and just keep getting better and better every day.
Hey, Deebo, this is Tracy Sandler. You talked a little bit about training in Houston with Jet McKinnon. Can you just talk a little bit about what the training program has been like and how you tried to keep some normalcy during this quarantine?
Oh, my goodness. The training here, I mean, the guy that we training with is Adrian Peterson and his trainer, and also Trent Williams is out here. I mean, training with these guys is probably one of the hardest workouts I've been doing since I've been playing football. But I feel like when it's time to go back and just looking at guys like KB and all the other teammates just working hard, I just think that we're taking advantage of the opportunity that we get to still be able to work out and just be in the best shape possible to get back when the season starts.
Hey, Deebo, it's Jennifer. How are you doing?
Hey, Jennifer.
Hey, you've also worked out with Rashad Whitfield. Richard Sherman worked out with him as well, talking about how he is able to put your body in odd positions so that you have a real game situation. Can you talk a little bit about what his training is like?
I couldn't hear you.
Rashad Whitfield, you're working with him in Houston as well, correct? Or is that previous?
That name not ringing a bell right now.
Okay, he's posted videos of you, so we'll move on. how excited are you to get to work with all the new wide receivers, get kind of a program going and build chemistry with each other?
I mean, our Zoom meeting is kind of like our meeting room. You can see like the guys, like the players are going to be hard on each other more than the coaches will, because the players, I mean, we out there playing. We know what we're trying to do this year that we didn't do last year. But you can see like it's going to be a real competition, which is going to be pushed. It's going to push everybody in the room to be as best as they can.
Hey, Deebo, this is Eric Blanchard, the San Francisco Chronicle. Obviously, your production went way up in the second half of last season into the playoffs. What are some things that click for you, as a rookie?
At the beginning of the year, I say I was still kind of learning and still kind of figure things out. But as the season go on, you know how you progress and you become better at listening to the verbiage, knowing where to line up, and just getting lined up faster and just not thinking as much. So I think that kind of like played a role. And then like even before meetings even started, like me, KB, Emmanuel, we was always in there like an hour before anybody had to be at the stadium, just in there with Wes, just trying to get everything down that we have planned for the week. So I think that kind of helped as well.
Hey, Deebo, it's Kiana.
Hey.
Brandon Aiyuk revealed that you had a conversation with him after he was drafted. Who initiated that conversation, and what was that conversation like? And did you also reach out to Jauan also after the draft?
The Brandon Aiyuk situation, when we drafted him, I had text Wes and asked Wes what his number was, because I know how hard it is to be as good as you want to be in this offense without thinking. So I gave him a call, and I was just like, hey, man, I just want you to know, like, it's going to take time. And, I mean, he got it harder than I do now, because I was around the coaches and was able to use the coaches as much as possible. With him, he just, like, it's just a Zoom call, and it's kind of hard to, like, listen to a guy telling you what to do and not being able to go out there on the field. So I was just like, hey, man, you just need to lock in, pay attention. I know it's hard, but if you need anything, like, you can free to call any one of, like, me, KB, or even Wes. And I was just telling him, like, what we was trying to do this year that we didn't do last year. And I talked to Jauan the other day. I mean, I just told him he got big shoes to fill, and he's more than ready and just ready to get out there and show the coaches what he's capable of. And I seen it firsthand when I was there.
Hey, Deebo, it's MJ. How are you?
How you doing?
Good, good. I can sort of pull a different air, a different sort of level of leadership from you already, even through the Zoom call, just in your interactions with the guys who are joining the team now. What was one of the biggest experiences for you from last season that you'll be carrying over into this year that has helped you really step up as a leader?
I think Emmanuel played a major role at that. He was like, bro, you don't know that you're a leader just by your play. Just imagine, like, how big of a leader you can be when you be more verbal and, like, able to coach players on certain things. So I think Emmanuel played a good part of that. But I'm really not, like, a very talkative guy. I like to lead by example. So, I mean, I think being more verbal is something that I've been working on a little bit lately.
Yeah, and Deebo, kind of along those lines, I mean, you know, the two of the veterans that you played with last year aren't here anymore, Marquise and Emmanuel. So do you put more emphasis, do you put more on your own plate to be the number one receiver, the leader, the guy who's going to do all those things that you saw Emmanuel do last year?
I mean, honestly, I don't think I would change anything that I've been doing. But just continue to be me, even if it's not being a number one receiver, just going out there and doing my job and bringing my teammates along. And I know this is a team sport. It's not about one person. So, I mean, everybody got to be on the same accord to go out there and get the job done.
Deebo, Trent Williams is known for being kind of a freakish athlete. Since you're working out with him, do you confirm that statement?
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely.
What is it about him? What is it about him?
I mean, he's strong, and to be that big and can move the way he moves is kind of crazy.
Hi, Deebo. It's Carlos Ramirez from Telemundo in the Spanish broadcast for the 49ers. What conditions do you think would have to be in place for you to feel safe to go back to playing football? And how would not having fans, if that happens, would affect your game?
I think me personally, I think like the fans is a part of like the game. I never in life like played a game without fans, so I really wouldn't know how it would feel. I think it'll feel like a scrimmage or whatnot, which would kind of feel weird. But I mean, if that happens, I mean, we just got to make the best out of every opportunity we get to go out there and play, even if it's with or without them.
Hey, Deebo, Kyle Posey. Just looking at Footwork King and all his videos, he's been hyping you up. But I want to know, what 49 receiver can we see, do you expect to take a jump that will surprise us next year?
Say that again?
What receiver on the roster do you think will, kind of make a jump, have a Deebo Samuel type leap this coming year?
Oh, man, just looking in the receiver room, it can be anybody, to be honest. We have freakish athletes all throughout the room, so we just going to have to see.